down in the Champions League and out of the FA Cup, but we are still very much alive in the Premier League. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Amanjima, and here I am to preview the game between Liverpool and Fulham, going to be played at Anfield this weekend in the Premier League, and it's going to be a massive one. So let's start looking at it from different perspectives and see how Liverpool should approach this game, knowing very well that now, when this run in starts, we have a clear objective to achieve. So, coming after the international break, we knew that we had a tough fixture against Manchester City in the FA Cup. Although the result was on the expected lines, but the performance was an absolute shambles. And against PSG, it was more of a similar thing. The fact that PSG were the favorites, are still the favorites, and it was just the performance that just lacked any life, to say the least, in Paris. So, coming after defeats like those into a game in the Premier League at home against Fulham, who have their own ambitions this season, more than on the pitch, it is going to be a tough task mentally for Liverpool, because now you've just got two leagues, or like two competitions to focus on, the Champions League and the Premier League. In the Champions League, you're already behind the European champions after one leg, and that is something that we have to completely keep out of our minds, because whatever happened in Paris and whatever our situation is in that competition, that should be addressed on, focused upon after the Fulham game. But for now, but for the Fulham game, it has to be all focused, all locked in for that one. Why? Because we are sort of interestingly placed in the league table. It has been confirmed that a fifth spot in the Premier League this season would be enough for an automatic qualification for the Champions League next season. So we are currently occupying that spot. Although the gap between us and the fourth place team, which is Aston Villa, is 5 points, and we do play them later. I think it's the second last game of the season. I mean, I just hope that it is not, because then that would mean you are eventually playing the Champions League final also. But at least in the Premier League, it's the second last game. And interestingly, Chelsea, who is right behind us, are 1 point away. And Brentford and Everton, who play against each other this weekend, are just 3 points away from us. So you definitely cannot be assured of a spot if we keep on continuing the brand of football that we've been playing in the Premier League so far. So, I mean, right now it's only the results that matter. I mean, you get a KG 1-0 win, you'll get 3 points. You get a convincing 4-0 win, it would still not be as comfortable when you take on the next opponent, which is Everton in that matter, for the next weekend game. But instead of focusing on what has gone wrong or what has happened in the past 30-31 games, for me, I'm looking at it as a fresh start, or like that final sprint where it all comes down to this: if we can be consistent from now onwards, or like start being consistent, which has been the challenge for us throughout the season, we will eventually get our fifth spot and play Champions League next season. Because finishing in those top five spots, or and slash winning the Champions League, has to be the goal, because we have to be in the Champions League next season. Because we all know the benefits of playing in the Champions League, and if we do fall short of it, this whole project sorts of gets derailed, and we are not short of any criticism or questions that will eventually get asked after this season and even during the end of it. So I believe that finishing in the top five spots is a more achievable way than winning in the Champions League. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to overturn the deficit that we currently face and then eventually beat Madrid or Bayern. And like, I don't want to think further than the Fulham game right now. But if you ask any Liverpool fan, either they would love the fact that, it's Liverpool who ends up winning the Champions League and that's how we get through to the next season's Champions League. But the more attainable way, I mean, they would have to admit from their gut, is the fact that we finish in the top five spots. So looking at the game now, fortunately for us, we have started to see a lot of players coming back into the squad. No fresh injury concerns apart from the long-term absentees. And I just hope that Allison comes fit and back for us soon. So he would be missing this game as well. In terms of how I would like Arne Slot to play and approach this game, I mean, you have to not go all out, but you have to be a bit more attacking, a bit more offensive. And even if it comes at the cost of not being able to control games, I think he should be brave enough to go with that option, because at this point of time in the season, you need those results. You need to be offensive, and you need to be hunting for goals. And based on that approach, my 11 would be Mohamed Arshali starting in goal. In the left back position, it would be Andy Robertson, who has now officially confirmed that he would be not a Liverpool player after this season. And I just wish him well for the future. What a player he's been for us. What a leader. And he has just been that perfect guy which has embodied the Liverpool way to its best. So, I mean, what a way it would be if we can finish in the Champions League and give him a proper farewell in the last game that we play against Brentford. Because it's not only him, it's Mo Salah who also would be on the receiving end of I'm sure, an amazing applause. So Robertson starts for me in that left back position. In the centre back pairing, it has to be Van Dijk and Konate. On the right back position, you would go with Jeremy Frimpong, because in such games you would like the pace that he provides. But I think he would start with a Joe Gomez, because Frimpong, he can obviously be a threat coming on after being named on the bench, and then you would want him to be mentally, physically, fully fit for the PSG game as well. So Joe Gomez would get a start for me there. In the midfield, I would like it to be a 4-3-3 sort of a formation. So I would like to see Curtis Jones being named as that number 6, and maybe Ryan Gravenberg can have not a break, but like some time off from the pitch, because he's going to be a crucial player once we do see the end of this game and once PSG come knocking on the door. So Curtis Jones would get a start for me. Dominic Soboslai and Florian Wirtz would be operating as the two number 8s or number 10s. Up top, I would like to see a Cody Gakpo start in that left wing position. Ekitike up top and Mohamed Salah on the right wing. So, I mean, if you look at the setup, you do get a ball carrier in the form of Curtis Jones, who is comfortable on the ball and who would like to see more minutes in his legs. And with the remaining 5, you've got all attacking options in Soboslai, Diaz, Gakpo, Ekitike, and Salah. And then you got a strong bench. You have Isaac, Chiesa, and Gamua to come on, and then the two reliable midfielders in Gravenberg, McAllister, and then of course you've got the likes of Milos Kerkez and Frimpong on the bench as well. You just need to revisit the last time we played Fulham to see what sort of season that we're having this time around. The fact that we scored the go-ahead goal, and it was Cody Gakpo who sort of celebrated in a controversial way if you look at it from hindsight. But it was that worldy of a strike which led to us conceding that second goal in the dying seconds, not even minutes, seconds of the game. And yeah, that's how we drew that game. And that is something that has been a pain in the back for us this season, dropping points, conceding late goals, and that just shows that we've not been at it. But as I've said before, now it's the time to make it right. And I think Liverpool should be the team who would be pressing forward, who would be pushing forward a lot more than what we've seen, because they know what's at stake and hopefully get the much desired result that we all Liverpool fans really want. From a fan's perspective, there have been questions about the team, there have been questions about the manager, there's a lot of noise going on. But even me personally, even I have to work on one thing, which is the fact that as soon as this match kicks off, I have to be confident. I have to believe in this team, because I cannot give up. I better not give up. And that is what I would urge Liverpool fans to do so. The fact that right now we might have our own opinions on the team, on the manager, and how the club is run, because there have been murmurs about the shifting in the hierarchy of the club as well. But on the pitch, when that moment comes, we have to be switched on. We have to be backing our team and making sure that we play our part. And I'm sure Anfield will be playing its part as well. And that would just be, I think, a perfect opportunity for everything to come together and understand the fact that we can still do it. It's still in our hands, and we can actually end the season well. But for tomorrow, for this game, we need to be one, we need to be together, and that is how we can take our first step in achieving what is still very much possible. So you let me know in the comment section on how you think Arne Slot should approach this game. As I've said, it has to be a much more assertive, aggressive lineup, and hopefully the result would follow as well. Let me know your score predictions. Let me know your lineups in that comment section below. I'll see you in the review of this game, hopefully with all 3 points locked and secured. Till then, take care.